I feel like across the board, whenever you rank GMs, you have to be a GM in order to be ranked as a GM, right? Technically, we don't have a GM because Duke Tobin is not considered a GM. He's considered a director of player personnels, which is not considered a GM according to the NFL. So he is ranked in the list of GMs, but number one, technically not a GM. Two, if you have followed this channel for any length of time, you know my opinions. I think he should be fired. I think we should get rid of Duke. I think we should get a complete overhaul of the front office. I think we need a new list of scouts. Although we'll see how the new scouts do, but we need more than 4 scouts, and we need obviously quality over quantity. But still, we need better scouts. We need a GM who actually is a GM who has a good track record of drafting very successful players. We need someone with a backbone who really just kind of has a, what's that thing called? A track record of being very successful in the NFL. I will still say I think Zach Taylor should be promoted to an advisor role, and we should get a new head coach, a head coach that is actually has, again, a track record, but also someone who, knows what the heck he's doing sometimes. I love Zach, personally, but there are times where Zach can frustrate the living crap out of me. And if we had someone like, for example, Ben Johnson, when he was available, I wouldn't mind that. I also wouldn't mind some other options as well. But listen, we don't live in that world, okay? We don't live in a world where Duke Tobin is gone. We don't live in a world where we have a new head coach. We live in a world where we have who we have right now. And we're going to make the most of it, right? We're going to make the most of who we have right now, and we're going to see how this all goes. With that being said, I don't know where I'd rank Duke Tobin, to be honest. I would not rank him top 10. Could not see myself ranking him top 15. Probably in the 20s, I would say. Because there are worse GMs out there. Quote-unquote GMs out there. But obviously the best GM in the league is Howie Roseman. Philadelphia Eagles. There's still rumors right now that Howie Roseman's going to try to trade for Trey Hendrickson. That is still a thing. Number 2 is Andy Reid / Brett Veach. And by the way, a little side note here, because I'm just going to put this in here. Another reason why I want Zach Taylor going as head coach and, again, put him as an advisor role, which means I don't want him fired. I want him promoted to watch over, because he's a great leader. I think he's a great leader, and I think he's a great man. But what I also want is I want an actual offensive coordinator. I'm tired of this Zach Taylor-led offense. Although last year, eat my words, right? Eat my words last year. It looked really good last year with Joe Burrow lighting it up. But I just know it could look 1,000 times better if you get an actual offensive coordinator in there. So that's, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Because Dan Pitcher, again, he doesn't. Zach Taylor runs the offense. Dan Pitcher just gives his inputs. So I feel like with a, proven track record offense coordinator, who I feel if we could mold an offense around Joe, could do a lot better. And if Zach, honestly, if I'm being honest here, keep Zach as head coach, take away his offense coordinator job, and get a real offense coordinator in there. If we had someone, I know, again, I mentioned before, but Ben Johnson, right, and we had him as offensive coordinator, imagine him with offensive coordinator, even if Zach stayed as coach. The only problem with Zach is Zach doesn't want to give up the offense coordinator job. But if we did that, Zach Taylor can be head coach. Who cares? Just get an actual offense coordinator. Sean McVay, number 3. Les Snead. Eric DeCosta, number 4. Brian, he's gonna Gutekunst. Brad Holmes, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, John Snyder. Yeah, he's not gonna be in the top 10. Okay, where is our boy? Where's our little boy? Come on, Dookie. Where's my Dookie at? Oh, my Dookie. Duke Tobin. Number 17. To be honest, I expected him to be in the 20s. I'll be honest with you. I really did expect him in the 20s. But he wasn't. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, that's still my GM. Not really. He's not even a GM. That's still my player personnel's. Hold up. Let me try that again. That is my player of no. Personnel's. That's my GM. I can't repeat the name for some reason. My director of player personnel. Thank you, Brain, for kicking in at the last second there. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. But who's the worst? I gotta know who the worst is. The Brownies. Actually, Andrew Berry's 22. Okay. Andrew Berry's awful. He's another really awful guy at that. Dan Morgan, Panthers. Okay, so they do this thing where they, after 28, they just start talking about the new hires. So technically, Joe Shane is considered the worst. Wait, hold up. Isn't Joe Shane the one whose son? Nope, that's the New York Jets. Never mind. That's, I can't remember his name. That's GM for the Jets. Douglas. Something Douglas. Joe Shane is the one who said if, what's his name, Saquon Barkley went to the Eagles, he would have sleepless nights. Oh, fantastic. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.